Alright, guys, it has been 2 years since we opened up the club, and I think this year has been one of our best years since we opened. Had a lot of good members coming and everything. We've got a lot of things going pretty well. We've got better organization than we've had in the past, and things like that going on. We've gotten recruiting going up again recently. Um, So our big things that we really need to work on, I think right now, is figuring out our scheduling for events with the chapters now that we're doing things based on when people play. So in over the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna talk with you, Manny and Hugs, over what days are gonna work best and what times are gonna work best for you guys, so we kind of get an idea of what that's gonna look like. Um, Outside of that, the only other thing that we really need to focus on is just continue recruiting and trying to get more members in to try to help fill the tables, to help keep events going and all that, to keep things active until six gets here. Um, Now that we are at our 2 year mark, we are starting a new system when it comes to national. Once before, how it worked was you became national. We've had a couple of different ways on how it works, but this new way is kind of going to be like the new permanent way. This is how it's going to work from now on, period. Um, but how it used to work was, if you were just a top member, you helped out a lot, you did everything that helped the club out, you made national. Then we changed it to you need to be around for about a year. And now we're going to make it to where every anniversary we're going to vote in one national member once a year. So this way we don't get multiple national members in a year and we leave it at just one per year. So we are actually going to be voting in this year's national, which the only nominee that we have so far is McKenna. Uh, Hugs, your vote on McKenna becoming a national member?
Yes.
Purple.
Aye.
Um, Whispers.
Yes.
All right. Tyke.
Yeah.
All right. Fourth.
Man, I don't know. Anybody's fine.
All right. Manny.
Yeah, but only because he had the same outfit in black.
All right. You are now a member of the National, McKenna. You can go ahead and take that empty seat if you're wanting.
Yeah.
All right. So the other thing that we needed to figure out was, as it's been pointed out, I made a massive mistake when creating like the roles and everything, and got enforcers and sergeant at arms mixed up. So a big part of that is why you have the sergeant at arms being called war chief and everything, because I was under the impression that sergeant at arms was responsible for, being in charge of the fighting and stuff like that. 2 years, nobody corrected me. Um, so now I'm trying to fix that, but the best way to do that would be to change up how we do our patches. So I'm suggesting either one, we drop the chieftain, war chief, and shaman, and just have table members wear um, the officer patch, or have it to where everyone just wears the chapter's patch. Or the other option being that we give each table member its own unique patch, the same as we gave Sergeant at Arms, President, and Vice President. Does anyone have anything to say on that? Any ideas? Anything along those lines?
Yeah. I think what we should do, because I know a big thing we'll do is to rearrange it so that to minimize the amount of patches that we have. I think what we should do is do chapter members get officer patches, because we also have the whole ranking also listed out on Discord.
So stick with table members just getting officer patches.
Right. To minimize the amount of patches we have. Because we have the ranking also listed on Discord, so if anyone, wants to see that, it's right there.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I like the idea of minimizing the amount of patches, but I also think it would be nice for table members to have their own patches, like all of them. That would make them, I think, more interested in having unique patches in the position.
Yeah. Anyone else? Alright, so those are our really two options. We go less patches, all the table members just wear officer, or we make it to where each table member has its own unique patch. We would, maybe encourage more people to want to actually help out more, since they'll get something a little more out of it. But okay, I guess we'll start with a vote. Hugs, your vote. Add patches or minimize?
Add.
All right. McKenna, your vote? McKenna?
McKenna, speak when spoken to.
You might step away. Purple, your vote?
I know, have some
Oh,
bullshit going on about both, but yes,
yeah. Oh. Wait, so you want to minimize patches or add patches?
minimize.
Minimize? All right. Purple, your vote?
I say minimize.
Minimize. All right. Whispers?
Minimize.
Minimize. All right. Tyke?
Minimize.
Minimize. Fourth?
Add.
All right. All right. Manny?
Minimize.
Minimize. All right. And we will leave it for now. I will get a couple more people to vote before we make that one official, but I got everyone here's vote. So far, it's looking like minimize gonna take it. But so for we'll figure that out as the next couple weeks go along and everything. We'll get everybody else's votes and everything like that. We'll even get some of the votes from the normal chapter members and all that kind of stuff to try to, get everyone's say on this one. The other thing was, crap, let me find my list real quick. I had one more thing. Oh, the hang around vans. I have noticed that, it is a good idea. I like the hang around van idea, but I have noticed that because we only require it when we do church and write outs, we've had some hang arounds that never even bought the van because they never went to church or write outs and stuff like that. So I'm kind of suggesting maybe we make the hang around van and the bagger and all that a little more required during certain times. Not like all the time, all the time, but maybe a little more required, like when we go into public lobbies or something like that. So that way, there's a little bit of a more reason behind it. You know what I mean? Do I have a say on that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I've been thinking about that one for a couple
Or
weeks.
in public lobbies.
Yeah, I have it to where maybe when we do certain things in Publix, they need to drive their vans and stuff like that. But anyways, I figured I'd bring that one to the table and we'd talk on it and everything over the next couple weeks. That is all I really had for now. Does anyone have anything to bring to the table or talk about so far? Nope. Well, then what we will continue doing today is we will continue trying to have events, try to come up with some more Halloween ones, stuff like that. Throughout the rest of this week, I'm going to try to work on some more recruitment videos on things like TikTok and stuff like that. Try to help us in recruitment there, and just keep on keeping on, guys. It's been a great year, and I hope we have another one. Let's keep going.